And scorching temperatures and bad air quality are really impacting millions of Americans outside of Chicago and the East Coast, all across the country. Texas, my Lord, Texas has been baking under a severe early season heat wave. It's reaching triple digits this week. Temperatures there rivaling the hottest locations on the planet, including the Sahara Desert and parts of the Persian Gulf. The heat is now spreading to the lower Mississippi Valley and parts of the Southwest. Meanwhile, much of the Midwest and Northeast are facing unhealthy air alerts this morning as wildfire smoke from Canada blankets the region there. Let's bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta to talk about what all of this means. He's a Harvard-trained lung specialist and health policy expert. Hey, doctor, we'll get to the heat in a minute. Just horrible, horrible temperatures, especially in Texas. But first, let's talk about the smoke coming down from Canada. How dangerous is it?
Well, Joe, good morning. Thank you for highlighting this. This is something that we haven't had to talk about outside the West Coast of the United States in the months of July and August. The fact that the Midwest, New York, just a few weeks ago is experiencing this is bringing to light something critical here. Air pollution, Joe, in and of itself is now the 6th leading cause of death worldwide. And we don't talk about this a lot, but the impact it can have on maternal health. We know that if pregnant women just breathe in air from wildfire smoke for just a few days, it can result in preterm birth. We know children exposed to wildfire smoke, again, for just a few days, might have lower lung volumes for the next 10 years of their life, reduced immune system. So this is serious. And there are clear things that we can do to keep ourselves safe. But we are living in this era of wildfire smoke. We have to be prepared.
Become a far more common occurrence, not just in the weeks ahead this summer, but summers going forward because of the effects of climate change, the greater frequency of these wildfires and so on. So how can we, as a country, prepare to adjust to do this? What can we do in the short term to take better care of ourselves, to protect our lungs? But what are some things we need to do longer range for people, particularly people with vulnerabilities, if this is the new reality?
Jonathan, I'm so glad you asked that. And I think we have a graphic here just for the viewers that I'd love to take them through. There are certainly things that you can do to keep yourself safe. First of all, go to airnow.gov, airnow.gov to check your local air quality report. Yes, it might seem hazy outside, but Jonathan, the fact is you spend most of your time, most of your life indoors. If it's hazy outside, you want to make sure that your indoor air quality is as clean as possible, so stay informed. If it's bad outside, it's likely risky to be bad inside. Avoid physical exertion. I can tell you how many people still go out and runs when it's hazy outside. That's a bad thing to do, even if you are otherwise healthy. Clean your indoor air. You want to make sure that if you have an AC, as an example, look and see what type of filter you have in that. Make sure, one, it's clean, you're cleaning it regularly. If you can, order a MERV 10 or MERV 13 filter. It's actually going to catch the particles from the wildfire smoke much more effectively than the filters that are usually in place. That's vital. That's one of the most important things you can do. MERV 13 filters. Run your AC as an additional point. If you have AC, I know a lot of people don't have AC, but if you have AC, make sure the inset to the fresh air intake is shut off. You're setting it to recirculate. Again, that MERV 13 filter, keep your windows closed. If you have asthma, COPD, one of these underlying health conditions, make sure you're optimized with your medical regimen, that you're feeling well, you have refills to your inhalers, so you're as optimized as possible. And then lastly, those masks we talked so much about the last 3.5 years, use them. N95s don't protect you fully, but they're better than nothing.
Dr. Gupta, good morning. It's good to see you. I want to turn you to that heat in Texas. The people in Texas are used to the summertime being hot, but this is something else. Heat over 110 degrees, rivaling the temperatures in the Sahara Desert and the Persian Gulf right now, making Texas among the hottest places on Earth right now. The risks are obvious, but this has been going on. This is sustained now for a long time. What do the people down there do about it? How do they cope?
This is difficult. Again, a lot of these places have grid problems. If you have AC, you have to utilize it. If you don't, there are shelters that are being put into place across these places in the Southwest that are experiencing high heat. Just real quick, I know we don't have a ton of time. A lot of heat. It's not just heat stroke. There's cardiovascular compromise. We've seen now heat actually impacts, again, maternal health, results in preterm birth. And there's now clear evidence here that excessive heat leads to premature aging. There's a lot of ways in which heat is causing ill human health, Willie, in ways that we don't often talk about. So critical to protect yourself and get shelter publicly, or if you have it, at home.
Yeah, we want our friends down there to be safe and certainly check on your neighbors as well. NBC News medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta. Dr. Gupta, always great to have you on. Thanks so much.